Yo, what's really good on my day ones? Welcome back to the channel. So, today I'm going to help you guys prepare for the Air Force PT test. Now, I'm not trying to make this long and drawn out. However, I purposely went to sleep late last night, so therefore I could go late to the gym tonight where there's like less people for me to talk about how to pass this thing. I'm going to take the traditional route, which is push-ups, sit-ups, and a 1.5 mile. Now, to get a better understanding of where you stand on your own physical fitness, you need to get a baseline. So we're gonna do that. Now, I'm gonna give you tips and tricks throughout this video to help you improve upon your push-ups, sit-ups in the 1.5 mile. All right, now keep in mind, there is an alternative workout, but I never do it, which is, I think it was like the shuttle run, hand release push-ups, and I forgot what like the other one was, like you swing your legs back and forth. All right, guys, as I had mentioned, we are going to test out our push-ups and sit-ups first so we could get a max count of how much we could do. Now, for my age, which is the 35 to 40 bracket, I need to score, I believe it was 51 sit-ups and 52 push-ups to max out push-ups and sit-ups. So we're gonna knock out push-ups real quick and then we'll do sit-ups. From there we'll progress into a run. I don't suggest, for now, me at least, is I'm not gonna do a max out 1.5 mile run. I will do a zone 2 run, which helps improve the 1.5 mile run. If you're having trouble, especially with a run, I am by no means an expert at running. What was taught to me by one of my coaches is to do volume. Progressive overload exists too in both lifting and cardio. So, for example, week 1 you run 1 mile, week 2 you run 1.5 miles, week 3 you do 2 miles, and so on and so forth. So now we are gonna do some push-ups, see how much we can knock out. Goal is 50 in 1 minute. Ready? So I gotta do 50. So I'm gonna do a talk over while I'm doing these push-ups, give you more tips to improve your push-ups. So the good thing is I used to do personal training, so I could help you. 1 minute, go. All right, guys, so in this clip I was able to knock out 52 push-ups in total, which caps me at 100% for push-ups. But keep in mind, when you are doing push-ups, you want to have a baseline of how much you're able to do. And this is just to reiterate myself, only because you can practice day in, day out. I would suggest every day that you do push-ups. It helps over time. I would say maybe 8 weeks prior to going to training, start doing push-ups, and then from there every day try to add 1 or 2 more than what you did yesterday. All right, I was able to knock out 52 push-ups in 45 seconds. So I know I'm at my max for push-ups, so we're good. Next, we're going to do sit-ups. The thing is about sit-ups is they allow you to just touch right here. For example, come down, touch right here, and that's considered 1. My abs hurt. So I did abs like a couple days ago, but I know I have to meet 52. So I've not had adequate rest. But we'll see how much I can knock out in 1 minute. All right, 3, 2, 1. All right, so the key takeaway is your back has to hit the mat before you hit your thigh. The important thing is you're no longer going all the way up on the ascension. Now they just want you to hit your thigh before you go back down. However, you're gonna see me start doing half-ass sit-ups here. That's my bad. I was able to knock out 52. Just make sure you know how much you're supposed to do, especially on your max outs, because that'll give you about 20 points. Same principle goes on here, is you want to be able to have a baseline of how much you could do prior to going into it, so therefore you could build up your sit-ups over time. And I suggest you always do the push-ups, the sit-ups with the run, so your body starts to condition and understands what kind of stress you're about to put it through when you do your PT, because on PT day you will be overexerting yourself and doing the max you can. Whew. 52. Oh my gosh. 4, we do a zone 2 run. You stretch out, and I suggest that you don't have an adequate pair of running shoes, you get a pair of running shoes. You want your feet to be comfortable while you run. Usually when we do these PT exams, it's early in the morning. I feel like they are easier to do them early in the morning, especially if you carb load overnight. The night before, I'm just eating a ton of carbs, pasta, rice. Have some protein in there, but not too heavy on protein. More so carbs. You really want to be able to run without any pain. 1 mile for time, around 7:30. And I think the best I've ever done is around 11:15 on 1.5 mile. But I had a foot injury just recently, about 3-4 weeks ago, that I'm working out right now. It's not bad. I can still feel it's injured. So we're just gonna do a zone 2 for about 1.5 miles. And that's good enough. Just get your cardio in. And eventually over time, the more zone 2 that you do, these longer runs, it translates to your load, your max load of how fast you can run. And what I suggest is you do like a 1 lap sprint with a break in between, like one lap sprint, zone 3 to 4, and then you do a zone 1 around the track, and you do it over again. That builds up your load over time. So let's go knock out this run, and I'll talk you through my thought process while we're running. Alright guys, again, by no means am I a professional runner. You will see me run at a zone 2 pace, which means that my heart rate is anywhere from 120 to 140. I constantly look at my watch to make sure that I'm not overexerting myself because, again, I did have a foot injury, so zone 2 running for me right now is perfect because when I start to do zone 3, zone 4, that's when I'm actually trying to push my max for my 1.5 mile. The principles in running that have been taught to me and I'm trying to teach to you is to do volume. Now what I mean by volume is starting off by 1 mile and then going to 2 miles and then going to 3 miles and so on and so forth. While allowing your lungs to expand and being in an aerobic state, you're allowing your body to use what oxygen it can under time and pressure. So that's why I'm doing a zone 2, because I'm able to take in more oxygen, whereas if I'm in the zone 3, zone 4, my heart rate's higher and I'm forced to breathe faster. So if there are any runners out there, give tips to the people who are trying to run. Now the biggest tip I have, at least from me, is running. Despite me not having the best zone 2 or the fastest miles, I continue to run every time I can. Now granted, I do have a foot injury. I've been able to run every time my legs feel good or my foot feels good, but I'm not overexerting myself because I still want to run over time. I'm not trying to have a permanent injury. So the key to running here is breathing. Another tip that one of my buddies has taught me is to take 2 breaths in and 1 breath out. So like you're stacking your breath and you're blowing out. That helps expand your lung, and just going at a comfortable pace that you're used to, and then over time again increasing the speed and then going from there. And in this run specifically, I do increase the speed over time, and that's just for me to meet my time. I wanted to run the 1.5 under 14 miles knowing that I can hit above a 90 on the PFA, which makes me feel better about myself because at least I know that under pressure I could run, at a comfortable 13 miles without overexerting myself and dying. Yeah, so I hope some of these tips help. I've never scored less than a 94. Always do your best. Always continue to train and never not train, because you're doing yourself a disservice, especially if you just go in blindly not knowing what your baseline is, because you might have a good day and you might have a bad day. And I've seen people fail because they just don't want to train. But yeah, if you're new to the channel, if you enjoyed this content, please don't forget to smash the thumbs up button, and also don't forget to subscribe if you're new. I appreciate your support, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. You guys take care.